A common question many hair entrepreneurs ask us is, how should I legally register my hair business?
I'm listening.
Today, we're going to go over some pros and cons, tips and tricks, so you can get on the right path legally. Hey, this is Mikey over at the Hair Business Blueprint. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Maybe click that little bell so you get a notification once a new video posts, and enjoy all the free content to help grow your hair business. I have some links in the description below. Make sure you check that out. Some amazing resources that I know are going to help you out. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that I'm very clear. I am not a lawyer or an accountant, but I can tell you from experience in helping create thousands of hair brands, the path that they took to legally register their hair business, and are happier than ever, because it's one of those things that some people just say, I'm going to do later. They end up not doing, and then they get in a bunch of trouble, fines, fees, everything else. I don't want that to happen to you. So let's go over some ideas and thoughts behind legally registering your hair business. Do I think it's a good idea to possibly consult with an accountant or CPA? For sure. But if you don't want to go that route, you can go probably the standard way most hair businesses get started, and that is just forming an LLC. Forming an LLC is something really easy to do. Now, I have had to form multiple LLCs in many states because of the private label showrooms that we've opened. So I can tell you in Georgia, it's super easy to do because you can go directly to the Georgia Secretary of State and register your business. Now, we opened a business in North Carolina for our Charlotte private label showroom. Things got a little bit more complicated. I actually had to hire a third-party service to help me get legally registered in North Carolina. So depending on your state, you probably can do it yourself, and there's a few that make it a little bit more difficult.
Welcome to the Revelation Superhighway.
Now, you can use an online service to do so, or if you already have a CPA that you work with, often they can help you out. But make sure that you do a little bit of research or get some advice to make sure an LLC is the right structure for you. But generally, it's a great way to get started because it's important to separate your personal finances from your business finances. It's not good to get these intertwined. So setting up a legal structure will allow you to separate everything with an LLC. Okay, the next step, once you have your LLC formed, is you need to get a tax ID. Now, you don't have to pay a third-party service to do this, and I highly recommend not doing so because it's super easy to do. A lot of the third-party services, they take your information, they just go to the IRS website, enter your information to get your tax ID. That's not something that you need somebody to do. You can do it yourself. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description that will allow you to register your tax ID or EIN number yourself. It really only takes minutes, and it's the next step as far as getting your business set up legally. Okay, now that you have your LLC, your tax ID, you can take this paperwork and you can go to a bank and set up a business bank account. Now, once you set up this business bank account, you're going to probably put some money in. Make sure that this money is only used for business. You can get a business debit card, which is great. As long as your credit is good, I highly recommend getting a business credit card. Business credit cards allow you to earn points, and as you continue to grow your business, you can travel for free flights and everything else with some earning these points. This is what I do. You can see me on Instagram when I'm posting stuff. I make sure I say, hey, I'm here today for free because of the points I've earned from my business, and this is something you can do as well. Now that you have your business set up legally, for the most part, we got a few more steps. You're probably asking yourself, should I trademark my name? Now, trademarking your name is going to help protect you from someone copying your name and giving you full rights to use your name. I can tell you I probably waited 3 or 4 years before I trademarked private label extensions. Now we have transformed our name into shortening just private label. So it's one of those things that it's possible you can get it. It's definitely possible, but do you want to spend the money now? It's usually about $1,000. do you want to spend the money now? Is someone really going to copy your name? Is this something you really need to do? If you need that $1,000 to run your business, if you have a trademark and you spend all your money doing that, it doesn't matter if you have a trademark for your business that's going to be gone in 6 to 8 months because you spent all your money on a trademark. So is it important to do? I think once you reach a certain level of success, I recommend it. That's definitely something you would consult with a lawyer about when is a good time, or maybe do some research online. When is a good time to get a trademark for my business? That's something that's going to be your decision. But I know for me personally, I did wait a couple years. Now, every city is going to be different. You might need a business license even if you are selling just online. So that is something that you're going to want to contact the city about. Do not hesitate doing this. Business licenses, especially for home-based online businesses, are generally very, very cheap. What gets expensive is when you don't get that business license and they start taxing you with all sorts of fines and fees. Do not be that person. Spend the hour or so it takes to get this done, fill out their annoying forms, and get yourself a business license. Now, if you have a physical showroom, salon, property, you're definitely going to have a business license, and you're going to have to go through a few steps to get that. We just went through the ringer opening up our private label showroom in Lithonia, because you have to go get the fire marshal to come out, any building done, you have to have building inspection, your final marshal inspection. After all that, you got to send that paperwork to the office for them to give you a business license, along with the application and of course a check with some fees. So make sure that you follow the steps really clearly if opening a physical location, because if you don't, they can easily shut you down. It's really not that hard, and if you reach out to your local city, search, for Lithonia, it was opened up in Stonecrest, so I searched Stonecrest business license. They usually have a very well documented page, so you don't have to call them. But if you feel like you're not getting all the information you need, make sure you call the number that's on the page and get more information. Say, hey, look, I'm a new business owner. I just want to do things right. Can you lead me in the right direction so I can have a checklist of items to get done and open up legally and do great business in your city? They're generally very happy to help you out. Now, if you're having a partner within your business, it's really important to draft a simple legal agreement talking about roles, responsibilities, and ownership of the business. This is something a lawyer generally can do for $500 to $1,000. Yeah, it's a little bit of an investment, but I can tell you it can go a long way. I know we have all heard these horror stories of these businesses getting huge. They had no sort of legal agreement together, and one person thought that business owner thought they did this, one thought they did that. The roles, responsibilities, it's all a mess. Ownership, it's all a mess. You don't want to go through that as a business owner. Spending a little bit up front and getting really organized could really help you out, because just having a legal structure is great, but make sure inside that legal structure, everything is organized. Okay, so I went over just some of the basics of the legal structure and how you get legal with your hair business. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to a CPA or lawyer, but just having this basic knowledge and idea of what you need to do can really help you, and you can start putting some questions together for the CPA or for the lawyer to ask them how you should legally set up your business. Like I said, most of our clients just set up LLCs, where it's either a single owner LLC or a partnership LLC. It's much easier to do than you think. Make sure you have all this together, all your accounting together. Definitely keep your business finances separate from your personal finances. Don't think that you're going out to lunch every day and being like, oh, this is a business expense, going out to a nightclub, business expense. Don't treat your business that way. This is a business. You have to keep it really simple by keeping it a business. It's just that. It's just it, right? If it's personal, keep it personal. I've seen too many times people intertwine expenses and they have an absolute mess. Especially eventually one day if you ever wanted to get an investor, they say, hey, what's all these expenses in your balance sheet for all this stuff? Is this how you guys spend money? You got to be careful of that. So think about that once you have your business legally set up, and I'm telling you, it's going to be in your back of your mind if you don't do it right. So make sure you get it done right and get the business going. All right, guys, I hope this was some good information about legally setting up your hair business. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Also, check out the links in the description. I have links to plenty of other resources and videos that's going to help you with your hair business.